Hello and welcome to CSCE 490, the Capstone Computing Project class. My name is Jose Vidal and I will be the teacher for this class. So in this video, I just want to give you an overview of what we're doing this semester and all the things that you have to turn in. So the first things to know is that everything is already posted at this website, capstone.csce.sc.edu. So go there. Everything that you will need for the whole semester is already posted here. All the milestones, and these are the things that are due, are already posted with the due dates, and then the various forms that you have to fill out, just a couple. And everything is already there. So here at the home here, we have the video is right here, and you have what you need to do on the first week of classes. So right now, what you need to do is first thing, you have to watch this video, which you're doing now. Good job. Second, you have to fill out the GitHub username form. So just click there, and I'm just asking you for your GitHub username. Give it to me. So I need those so I can add you to our, GitHub org. And once I add you, you'll be able to go to our discussion page, which, if you click right now and you're not logged in to GitHub, you'll get a 404. But once you're added with your GitHub username, you will be able to see that discussion page. You're going to use that to form teams. So you want to do that right away, like right now. Just submit your GitHub username so I can add you. I'll be adding people as they submit it a couple times a day. So then read the syllabus, especially the team formation section, which describes how we're going to form teams. And then, read the whole syllabus. But I'm going to go over that now. There's some more information here in the home page. Let's go to the syllabus first. So let's go over that quickly. Here's the syllabus, some of the standard stuff you see on all the syllabus. This is my name, my email address here at South Carolina. But really the main way you want to contact me is through GitHub. So if in GitHub, you can mention somebody. So this is my GitHub username, @JoseMVidal. So you put that in a GitHub issue somewhere and I'll get a notification and I will reply. So this is how we want to do things in this class. Try to put everything on GitHub, on your GitHub repo. Of course, you can't do this until you actually have a repo, which won't be for maybe a week or two, a couple of weeks. So in the meantime, you can use my email. Just email me for now. But once you have a repo, then definitely we change over to using just GitHub. That's my username. For video calls and just online meetings, we use the university's Teams, Microsoft. So that's what we're going to use. There'll be office hours posted. If you want to schedule a time to meet with me, either virtually or in my office. The teaching, these are wrong. These are from last semester, but we'll be getting some new teaching assistants. I will update their information. Here's a description, communication, like I said, everything via GitHub, and the SC Capstone discussion, which is also linked here. If you click up here on the left, it's the same web page, so it's right there. Easy to get to. Check it out. So make sure that, for this discussion that you're watching it, remember that's a capital W, watching. So in GitHub, when you watch a repo, it has a special meaning. You click on the little eye, that means you're watching it, that means you get notifications. You can decide how many notifications you want to get via your email or via the app, the GitHub app or whatever. But yeah, make sure you're watching it because I'm going to post maybe important stuff in there. Office hours, I said that. And then, yeah, you want to also set up some sort of communication with your team once you get one. There's no textbook. There's no meeting times for this class, like official meeting times where we all meet. Like I said, we can meet individually or via GitHub or virtually. We do have a capstone lab. I don't know if you know that. So here in the story building in room 1210, there's a whole room just with computers, Macs, Linux, and Windows. And it's just for capstone students. So it's a great place to meet. If you have a team meeting, you want to go there, go there. You need your ID card, of course, to get in. Once you register for the class, you should be able to get in. If not, let me know. But yeah, it's a great place for meetings because it's usually empty. Not many people use it, and it's only open because it's only open for capstone teams. So we're going to be forming teams. The first thing we do is form teams of 4 or 5 students, no more, no less. So, what you're going to do is use the discussion to post there. If you're looking for people to join your team, maybe you have 1 or 2 people, maybe you have an idea or something you want to build, you can post the idea, look for people. So this is going to be an open discussion here for everybody to go and discuss things, or you can do it however you want. Uh, at the end, once you pick a team, you can click here and submit the form creation or the team creation form. So that lets me know, hey, we're a team of 4 or 5 people. And I will create that repo for you and you'll be a team. So that's how that works. There's going to be a deadline. Okay, let me go here. Deadlines. This page here has all the deadlines for this semester. So on the first day of classes, I'm hoping everybody will submit their username right away. It's just one thing you gotta do. And then by the 25th, you should have formed teams. So by the 25th, you have to submit your team creation form. If you do not do that, that's fine. I will just assign you to a team. So this is only for people that want to form their own team, that want to, decide who they want to be with. So that has to be by the 25th. Otherwise, on the 26th, I'm gonna create teams myself, just assign people randomly. And then I will probably tell you by, I'm gonna guess, 2 days after that, the 27th, uh, who is in your team. And then after that, these are the deadlines for all the various milestones this semester. So the 4th of December is the last day of classes. These are all, the milestones that are due this semester. So let me go back here. Let's see where were we? We were here in team formation. So that's how you form teams. You can form your own or not. If you don't, I'll just assign you to a team. That's fine. Uh, Grading scale is here. So basically each milestone has a percentage of the final grade. As such, as you'll see, most milestones have a team grade, or some of them are individual, right? So when you look at them, like requirement says is grading team, that means everybody in the team will get the same grade for that milestone. However, other ones are individual. So that means that you're going to get a separate grade, or each person in the team gets possibly a different grade. So grade gets graded independently. Personal contribution, this is very important. There's also a personal contribution here that is worth up to 100% of your grade. This explains how that works. I'm going to look at everybody's peer evaluation, survey, weekly reports, git log, etc. And then I assign everybody satisfactory, poor, or unacceptable. So satisfactory is what most people are gonna get, and then the 2 other grades are if you did not contribute, right? So there's gonna be the team is gonna get a grade, but your personal grade will get adjusted maybe. If you get satisfactory, you're just gonna get the team grade, but otherwise your grade will be adjusted down or maybe up in some cases, as I explain here. So note that you must write code, right? So you must have Git commits with code on them in order to pass this class. This is also more for 492 specifically, although there will be some code writing in this class. There's a section here on firing a team member. If you have a team member that is not doing any work, is absent, it's not contributing anything at all, you can start the process of firing them. I described that here. It is something you can do. And then you have the various academic integrity, the Gen AI policy. As you know, we're in a transition period now. We're changing the way we write software. So I highly encourage everybody to use your AI agents and learn to use them, see how they fit in with your workflow. Things are changing very fast. But yeah, so you have to learn. I encourage you to learn. And no, the university will not pay for your tokens. I have asked them. So I cannot force everybody. I cannot require you to pay or use this. this AI things. But if you can, and there's obviously the free plan, you can definitely try out. I highly encourage you to try to figure out various ways that you can use the AI agents. And then, so instructional methods. So the rest is stuff you can read by yourself. Here's the deadlines. So next thing and final thing I just want to go over. So the deadlines. These are the various milestones, is what I call them, that are due this semester. So up to the proof of concept demo. So mostly you'll see there's, so we start out with, let's just go over these. Yeah, this is just a form. You have to submit the GitHub username form. The first milestone is real milestone is the form teams milestone, which you can see here. This is a due date December 6th. Anytime December 6th is fine. We'll be grading them starting on September 7th. This is a team grade. So these are the things you should do before. And then this is the description of it, little file one. Here's some, you start thinking about app ideas. Here are some bad ones that we're not accepting anymore. And here's some deliverables. So if you look at a lot of the milestones, there'll be a deliverables section, which tells you exactly what you have to turn in or deliver to us. So these are them for this milestone, and there's a grading rubric at the end that the TAs and I use for the grading. That's it. So that one is due September 6th. Basically, form teams. You just kind of get together, have a first meeting, decide, make the initial decisions, everything. There's also this weekly report. This is sort of an ongoing, as it says in the name, weekly report. I have to update this. This is wrong. So I will update the due date for this one. So they're gonna be due every week. I will update this with the 2026 year. So yeah, it's pretty simple. You just, you create an issue on your GitHub repo. Once you have a repo, is when it starts. You create a weekly report for the week and put the weekly, the day in this format, year, month, and day with zeros, so I can search for them. And then you write a little comment saying what you did that week. And that's all. If you didn't do anything that week, that's expected for some weeks. So you just write nothing this week, enter, done. But you have to do that, at least do that, so that we can search it and see that, you're still around, you haven't dropped the class. So that's it. I'm going to have to update those. And then the first one is the personas and user stories. So the first thing you do is you decide as a team what you want to do, what kind of app you do, and then personas and user stories is a way designers do, try to figure out who are the people that are using my app, how they're going to use it and stuff. Determine the user's needs, and then these are the deliverables for this milestone. So there's a little lecture that you want to watch that explains in more detail. And then these are the things that you're going to turn in. Design milestone is where you figure out how the app should look. So you use the various tools that are available nowadays. AI tools are fine to do designs for you, and mostly you try to do designs that will be good for your users, your personas, the kind of people that are using your app. And you want to make sure that the design that you are building is going to cover all the features that you want to implement, right? So you want to make sure that it looks good and it makes it easy to use the functionality that you're planning to implement. The requirement is more of a requirement document, so a list of features that you're going to implement. You're going to mark them as either required, desired, or aspirational. So required are things that definitely need to get done just to get the basic functionality of the app working. Desired are things that you want to get done in order for this to be a good app. Aspirationals, other things that will probably not be in the app, but maybe maybe there will be. You're not sure just yet, but you hope that you can get to these more complicated features. And again, these are the deliverables. You're going to add some POC issues, and here are the deliverables. The research milestone is an individual milestone where you go and do. It's called research, but it's more like trying out different things by yourself. So each one, this like I said, this is in the individual grading. So each one of you goes out there and like builds a little quick prototype of the kind of thing that you want to build, right? So it just learns the various frameworks. You can use this as a way of testing out different frameworks or different approaches or different ideas. So, one person in the team builds it one way, the other one builds it a different way. That's fine. But the main idea is that you all learn to use the platform that you are going to use, or at least parts of it. So uh, it's research in that you're learning all the things about building an app with, say, Android or iOS, or building a web app that you might not know as an individual. So you're just learning how things work at a basic level. And so you just build a quick thing to just show that you understand better how to build an app. You're still not going to be an expert or anything, but hopefully you will by the end of the class. So that'll be do then. An architecture is where you step back and draw out the various parts, the various boxes of we're gonna have a server here, and we're gonna have a front end here, and how they're gonna communicate. You figure out the details about how you're gonna do authentication and all that stuff. So you have a general architectural view of the app, how you think it's gonna go. The source control milestone is where you officially start working as a team. So for the research milestone, each one of you builds an individual little app. So now is the problem is we have to have a shared code. So that's this one where everybody builds a GitHub repo, and you already have a repo, but you put your code in there, and everybody starts building off of that. Just to show that you can do this earlier, of course, if you want, but we will be checking it after this. The ethical, legal, and security considerations. This is, you step back and you write some paragraphs about ethical, legal, and security considerations of your app, right? So just, do some meta level thinking about, what your app might, all the legal issues, security issues, and ethical issues that might arise because of your app. Uh, so this is just English. There's no programming here. And then after that, there's sort of a break. And at the end of the semester, we have the proof of concept release. So typically, like in the past, we have these. You just build one proof of concept. So the idea is that this is a little app that implements 10% of the functionality, but is say completely deployed or totally runs on my Android phone. If an Android app and it has connects to the back end, like the core functionality works, but it just doesn't do much yet. Because of AI agents nowadays, those things are fairly easy to do. So maybe one better approach, rather than have everybody in your team build that one proof of concept, each one of you can maybe build several, or each one built one. So now you have several proof of concept ones that you can better test against it. So you can look at those 4 or 5s, and then you say, oh, okay, this is the one that we're going to go with. So you could do that too, which I think is probably the way things are going to go now. Instead of, we used to just decide early on, have to decide based on more sort of reading and thinking about it. But now you can actually just have your agent kind of build it out, and then look at it and see what the code looks like, how it works, and what might be the drawbacks of it, of one approach or one framework or one library, or one way of doing it, the UI and stuff, versus another one, and actually play with it, and then decide, no, this is the better one, or maybe mix and match. But the main thing is for this one, though, if you go this way, You can include all those other ones in your demo video, but only one. You should by the deadline you should choose one, right? So you can do that, but then choose one and make that the one you're going to go with from now on, or for 492. Some issues on facilitate testing. You want to make it easy for us to test your app because that's what we're going to do. This is also going to help you and help your agents too. Deliverables are here as usual in Gray and Rubik. So as I just mentioned, there is a demo that you have to do along with this one. Basically, just make a video, kind of like this one, but showing how your app works. It's right here. That's it. And yeah, that's it for this semester. For 490, we go all the way to here in the milestones proof of concept demo. So, like I said, you can go here and to deadlines, and it'll give you all the ones. Also, yeah, at the end of the semester, you have to submit the peer reviews form. So this is the form where you're going to evaluate everybody else in your team, including yourself, to say, this is what this person did, this is what he did, this is what she did, this is what I did. Done. And I think that's it. So good luck.